Risk identification. Identifying potential risks that may impact project objectives is the first crucial step in risk management. Risk assessment. Assessing the likelihood and impact of risks helps prioritize which risks require immediate attention. Risk control. Implementing strategies to mitigate or avoid risks ensures better project outcomes and success. Technical risks. Technical risks involve potential issues with technology, tools, or techniques that could affect project success. Financial risks. Financial risks relate to budget overruns, funding shortages, or unexpected costs impacting the project. External risks. External risks stem from outside factors like regulations, market conditions, or environmental events affecting the project. Organizational and management risks. Organizational and management risks include team dynamics, leadership challenges, and resource allocation issues. Understanding risk. Risk is the possibility of loss or harm affecting project or organizational goals. Identifying threats and opportunities. Threats are potential negative events, while opportunities represent positive possibilities within risk management. Probability and impact. Probability measures likelihood of an event, and impact assesses its effect on objectives. Mitigation strategies. Mitigation involves actions taken to reduce or control the risk to acceptable levels. The risk management process. Brainstorming method. Brainstorming encourages group creativity to identify as many potential risks as possible early in the project. Delphi technique. The Delphi technique gathers expert opinions anonymously to reach consensus on potential project risks. Interviews and checklists. Interviews with stakeholders and use of checklists systematically uncover risks based on experience and data. SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis identifies strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats to highlight potential risks. Risk assessment and analysis. Methods probability, impact matrix. This qualitative tool evaluates risk likelihood and impact to prioritize risk management efforts effectively. Monte Carlo simulations. A quantitative method that uses repeated random sampling to model risk outcomes and uncertainty in projects. Decision tree analysis. A quantitative technique that maps out decisions and their possible consequences in a tree-like diagram. Risk prioritization. Strategies focus on critical risks. Prioritize risks by their potential impact to ensure resources address the most critical threats and opportunities. Align with project objectives. Evaluate risks based on how they affect key project goals to maintain alignment with overall objectives. Resource allocation efficiency. Effective risk prioritization enables optimal allocation of limited resources to manage the highest priority risks. Risk response planning and implementation. Risk mitigation. Mitigation involves actions to reduce the impact or likelihood of a risk occurring through careful planning. Risk avoidance means changing plans to eliminate a risk entirely or avoid exposure to it. Risk transfer. Transfer shifts risk responsibility to a third party, such as through insurance or contracts. Risk acceptance. Acceptance involves acknowledging risks and preparing to manage them if they occur without proactive alteration. Risk mitigation, avoidance, transfer, and acceptance. Risk mitigation focuses on reducing the impact or likelihood of a risk through proactive measures. Risk avoidance involves eliminating the risk entirely by changing plans or processes. Risk transfer shifts the risk to a third party, such as through insurance or outsourcing. Risk acceptance. Acceptance means acknowledging the risk and preparing contingency plans if it occurs. Implementing and monitoring risk responses. Continuous monitoring importance. Ongoing monitoring allows identification of changes and triggers. Timely risk response adjustments. Timely risk adjustments. Making prompt modifications to risk responses improves overall project risk management effectiveness. Tools and techniques for effective risk management. Risk scoring. Risk scoring assigns numerical values to risks to prioritize and manage them effectively. Scenario analysis. Scenario analysis evaluates potential future events by considering different plausible scenarios. Sensitivity analysis. Sensitivity analysis studies how changes in variables impact risk outcomes to identify critical factors. Statistical models. Statistical models use mathematical techniques to quantify and forecast risks based on data. Quantitative and qualitative risk analysis tools. Risk scoring. Risk scoring assigns numerical values to risks to prioritize and manage them effectively. Scenario analysis. Scenario analysis evaluates potential future events by considering different plausible scenarios. Sensitivity analysis. Sensitivity analysis studies how changes in variables impact risk outcomes to identify critical factors. Statistical models. Statistical models use mathematical techniques to quantify and forecast risks based on data. Risk registers and documentation. Purpose of risk register. The risk register documents identified risks, helping to track and manage potential issues proactively. Risk ownership. Assigning ownership ensures accountability and clear responsibility for managing each identified risk. Mitigation strategies. Mitigation strategies outline planned actions to reduce or eliminate risks, supporting effective management. Purpose of risk register. The risk register documents identified risks, helping to track and manage potential issues proactively. Risk ownership. Assigning ownership ensures accountability and clear responsibility for managing each identified risk. Mitigation strategies. Mitigation strategies outline planned actions to reduce or eliminate risks, supporting effective management. Project risk management software solutions risk tracking features. Software provides tools to identify and monitor project risks continuously to mitigate potential issues early. Reporting capabilities. Comprehensive reporting features enable clear visualization of risk status and impact to stakeholders. Collaboration tools. Integrated collaboration features help teams communicate and coordinate risk mitigation strategies effectively.